Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We're Freya and Charlie, and today's video is a what I ate in a day. And we thought it'd be fun to kind of put ourselves in the mindset of people that were vegan for the first time, like just turned vegan. Maybe you're trying veganuary, maybe you're just doing it because you fancy doing it this time of the year. But yeah, so we thought it'd be fun to do like a what I eat in a day, pretending as if we had just turned vegan.
So these are the kind of meals that we would have wanted to eat when we were a new vegan. They're not too daunting, they're not too difficult, they're easy, regular meals that are delicious that you guys will definitely be able to make at home.
All the ingredients are things that you can buy in your local supermarket. We just went to our Sainsbury's, got everything in there, and we also wanted to think about ways that we could bring in like plant-based protein into every single meal in a way that felt kind of like exciting to someone that's new, a new vegan, but also like not daunting, like you said, not like, oh god, how do I do that? It's like breakfast is like a beans on toast.
Alongside these meals, we've also got some tips for new vegans. So whether you are completely new or you've been at it for a while and you just want a bit of sort of inspiration or whatnot, this video is going to be for you because we've got some tips and tricks for anyone that is just interested in veganism. Or should I say a plant-based diet?
A plant-based diet.
A
plant-based diet. So we're going to get straight on with the first recipe, which is breakfast. And like I said before, it's a twist on a beans on toast.
A little Harissa really does go a long way.
And the one that we're using is definitely a lot thicker than the ones you buy in the supermarket. I think it said on the jar of this one to mix it with olive oil. So I think the ones in supermarkets will probably mix more, like with more oil. We're using canned butter beans and these are pre-cooked, so we're just really heating them up in the pan. You could also use cannellini beans or maybe chickpeas, but I think sticking with like a white bean is the way to go. We're now going to add in our kale. If we were going to use spinach, we'd probably add this later on, just because it wilts much faster. But because it's a little bit tougher, we're going to add it in now because we want it to be nice and soft and absorbing all that lovely harissa flavour.
Another thing that I really like about butter beans for this recipe is that they're a little more robust than other beans, so they hold their shape a little better, so they won't mush when you're doing all this stirring with the kale. You can really see now how much that kale has wilted down now it's been cooked for a little bit. That is really good. It is spicy, however, so depending on what harissa you use and how spicy it is, if you add a bit more creme fraiche in, then that'll help with the spice levels, bring it down a little bit. Or you could just put in a little less harissa, just in like half as much harissa as well. I really like how it's sort of like spicy bit and you get that like zing of lemon coming through. And then the textures, you've got like this sort of soft, but still with a bit of bite to it with the bean and then the kale and then the crunchy toast. The whole thing's just like really lovely. It's like proper leveled up beans on toast.
So we're going to go for a walk around the block now. The sun is out, it's a really nice day. I'm going to go to the supermarket and get everything we need for lunch and dinner. And we thought, seeing as this is kind of all about like being a new vegan, we would take you to the shops and kind of talk about like the key ingredients that we would recommend that you buy if you are turning vegan for the first time. So just like a few of like the most important ingredients I would say that we cook with most regularly, and it's all stuff that you can buy in your local supermarket, so nothing that you're going to have to like go to a specialist shop for. So yeah, I'm going to put my shoes on and we're going to head out to the shops and for a nice little walk.
Found a little sunny spot. Any trains? When first going to the supermarket, it can seem a little bit daunting, a little bit overwhelming. There's like loads of labels to check, and for some reason everything has milk in it. But here are a few of our recommendations to help you out. As far as vegan meats go, mince is a great option, and we really like Meatless Farm Co. For sausages, we've been recommending the Sainsbury's own brand Cumberland Shroom Dogs and Vegan Chorizo for years. We absolutely love tofu, and Tofu Co makes some great firm tofu. Most brands are pretty good for silken tofu, and our local supermarket stocks Clear Spring, so we can recommend that. The vegan snacking and sandwich meat alternatives from Squeaky Bee are pretty good for a picnic or like just an easy sandwich lunch. And if you want an easy dinner, we love the meatless moo pie from Pie Minister. Goes super well with some mashed potato and some vegan gravy. Dairy can seem like a little bit much at first. We usually have around 3 milks in the house at any time. Our go-to for coffee is oat milk. We use almond milk for tea, and then soya milk for like protein smoothies and cooking and everything else, because it's usually much cheaper than the other alternatives. Try out a few different brands for yourself and see which ones you like. For other dairy products, Vitalite is a great vegan butter alternative, and Cathedral City vegan cheddar is surprisingly good. Nutritional yeast is a great ingredient to give more of a cheesy flavour to anything you add it to. We like the Bosch brand because it's a little bit cheaper than Marigold, and the packaging is actually fully recyclable, which is great. Hellmann's makes a really nice vegan mayonnaise. We couldn't live without cashews. They make really creamy sauces, as you'll see later in dinner, and they can be blended with some nutritional yeast I mentioned a moment ago, along with some salt to make a really lovely grated parmesan alternative. It's called cashew parm if you wanted to look it up, and it's totally delicious on pastas and all sorts of things. Lastly, flaxseed can be used to make a flax egg, which is a really good replacement for eggs in baking, and most of the time we replace honey with agave syrup. It's a little bit lighter taste than golden or maple syrup. So yeah, there's a few recommendations, hope that helps. after lunch, but it's not quite dinner time, which means it's snack time. So we are going to be making some lovely almond butter filled dates.
So, it's not really much of a tutorial, and I'm sure you guys have seen this before, like we did not invent this.
Grab the date.
Grab a date.
Cut it in half. Pull the pit out.
Not in half.
No.
You want to cut a little
pitter pocket.
A hole.
So you cut a little pocket into the date. Get your nice almond butter.
I'm doing this bit.
You're filling it, yeah. Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
We're using
Pippin
nut smooth almond butter, which I think is just nuts and sea salt.
Yes.
But you could do it with peanut butter, cashew butter. I was thinking as well, these are really nice if you... Sorry, I gotta concentrate.
I'll finish that sentence. These are really nice if you cover them in chocolate and then put them in the fridge. That's where you were going with it?
Yeah, melt some chocolate, dip it in.
Almost like, you get those like little chocolate covered strawberries? Just do that with these.
So if you've never had dates before, this kind of combo, it's kind of like, it's a bit like a sticky toffee pudding or toffee, like Reese's Pieces, like the nut butter, the toffee flavour. And like
the toffee feeling is like it really gets stuck in your mouth.
Exactly, it's like how toffee gets stuck to like the roof of your mouth. And if you crave sweet things, this kind of does a good job of like hitting the spot. If you're not really wanting chocolate or you've not got that in the house, it's like a little sort of sweet treat. It's got a bit of protein in from the nuts and like nice healthy fats. Maybe it's a date. That's a fruit. 1 of your 5 a day.
Yeah,
I don't know how many you'd have to eat to get 1 of your 5 a day. I think we're going to get on with some work around the house, bits and bobs, and then we will see you later for dinner.
Yes.
Dinner is going to be one of like my favourite meals. It's pasta. It's comfort food. Everyone loves pasta, so I think that's a great thing to learn how to do when you first go vegan. It's a nice, sort of comforting pasta dish.
Yeah, cook it for yourself, cook it for your friends. Everyone's going to love it. Before we start anything else, we're going to want to get our cashews in some boiling water. This will soften them up and get them really lovely and soft for the cashew cream later. And then we can move on to the garlic and leeks in the pan. So chop up your garlic nice and fine and throw them into a frying pan along with some olive oil, and then cut your leeks up and throw them in the pan too. You want to cook these down a little bit before adding in the vegan bacon, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then give everything a good mix around. Now is a great time to get your pasta on. So if you're not used to plant-based cooking or you've not seen any of our recipes before, we often like to use cashews to make really creamy dishes, really sort of cheesy dishes too. So what we're going to do is we're going to boil these up, we're going to soften them, and then we're going to blend them up with some nutritional yeast. So the cheesy flavour comes from this and the texture will come from the smooth cashews. Add the softened cashews to a food processor along with the nutritional yeast, some white wine vinegar and the silken tofu. You got it shoved in there?
Just breaking it up a little bit.
There we go. You want to add some seasoning, so salt and pepper, and then give that all a really good blitz. You want to blend it until the cashews are super soft. Once your pasta's done, add that to the leeks and bacon along with some pasta water and then your blended cashew creamy silken tofu sauce. Everything just gets a good old toss together in the frying pan, and then a really hearty squeeze of nice lemon juice. Give everything one more mix all the way through to make sure the lemon gets on everything, and then you're basically ready to serve up.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. We hope you found it useful, enjoyable, or you found some kind of recipes that you like the sound of.
Yes.
If you've got any more questions, if you're a new vegan, then please leave us a comment and we'll try and answer it as best as we can.
We'll link all of these recipes for you down in the description box, and there's lots of other content on our channel for you guys to watch, so hit subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.